Live well now with Dr. Lauren.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Live Well Now. My name is Dr. Lauren Powell. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician. I'm also known as a culinary doctor. I believe food is an extremely powerful drug that we have, and I'm here to teach you how to use that drug and use it to improve your health, not just for now, but so that you can live well later in the future. And so I'm having a luncheon today with a group of colleagues. Whenever we get together, I always make us lunch. And so it's always an interesting thing. One person is gluten-free and nut-free, so I have to keep that in mind. Another person is, so it's kind of more like simple food. So if I do like a bunch of sauces and like, not as bad. So it has to be something, and I try not to have to make like a whole bunch of things to satisfy all these different people. So since I was doing it today, I just decided to turn on the camera. Normally I wouldn't, but I just said, hey, I'm cooking this dish. Let's just go ahead and record it so that people can see. So one of the people that's coming always loves it when I make fresh baked bread and butter. So I'm gonna be making some butter, and I have some bread. Let me actually show you. I have some focaccia that's resting for 30 minutes, my dough. So that's just gonna rest for 30 minutes. And so by the time I'm done with this video, it'll be time for me to put a little sea salt, a little rosemary, and it'll be time for this to go into the oven. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm doing a dish that I made for my husband earlier this week. It's like a pizza bowl. So it was ground turkey with some veggies, some mushrooms, some peppers. And then I cooked it in my cast iron skillet, put some mozzarella cheese on top, put some pepperoni like it was a pizza, and I baked it in the oven. So I made us like individual bowls. So I decided today I'm just gonna make a big skillet of it. And so it's gonna be just like this big skillet, and then we'll have it with our bread, and it's gonna be delicious. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's look at our ingredients. So I have my chopper because I'm gonna be chopping some veggies. My husband is particular about his vegetables, so this time I'm gonna be able to go heavy on the veggies because everyone here likes vegetables. So I've got a yellow pepper and a green pepper, so this one's kind of sweet. That'll be nice. I'm gonna chop a half onion. I've got a pound of my ground turkey. I also use ground chicken. I've got a whole bunch of, I think these are just white mushrooms. Then I'm gonna chop those too. I've got some mozzarella cheese. I'm worried this might not be enough, so I took out my slab of Parmesan, so if I have to do some of that on top. And then I've got some turkey pepperoni. I've got some tomato paste. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon of this. And then I'm gonna keep the seasoning simple. My Dr. Seasoning that has all the things I need will get it done. Okay, so let's go ahead and just chop. My skillet is warming up. I'm gonna do this in my cast iron skillet because I'm gonna cook everything in there. I have about an hour until people come here for lunch. It's gonna take me probably like 15 or 20 minutes just to get this in the skillet. And then I'm just gonna wait until it's almost time for them to be here. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 5 minutes. And that cheese is gonna melt and it's gonna get nice and bubbly. So this is good. You can kind of like make it and set it and then have it ready to go. So that's what I'm gonna do for us today. Okay, thank you for everything I need. Let's go ahead and start chopping. I need a knife. Let's move some of the stuff out of the way. So I love a kitchen gadget. I've already washed these, you guys. So anything I can use to make cooking easier, I'm down for it, right? So I'm gonna do half of each color pepper. Seeds. I'm just going to kind of chop it into sections, and then this is going to dice it for me. Just like that. Just like that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get this chopped up. Now I'm just going to do everything in here. My pepper, my onion, my mushrooms, all the things. Let's just get it all done. Half yellow, half green. Save these for later, maybe an omelet in the morning. All right, we got that. Sandwich room, we've got lots of room. Let's go ahead and do this whole onion. I'm just gonna take this outside off. Right, onion, chopped. It also makes it so you don't have any of it tearing. Perfect. And so shake it so we have room now for our mushrooms, which we may or may not have time for, room for. But you know what? This cast iron skillet is nice and hot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down a little bit. Number one, I'm gonna put my olive oil in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start sautéing my peppers and onions. All right, do a little bit of salt so that they swell. Perfect. Go ahead and stir those around. Make sure the onions are kind of broken up. All right. While that's doing that, let's go ahead and chop our mushrooms. And I literally put the whole mushroom in here. Okay. So, like, if you want to be precise with it, maybe a half a cup of mushrooms, okay? I'm being very generous, again, because I know my friends would love to have lots of veggies in their dish. And for people that are not eating bread, so my husband doesn't eat much carbs during the week, which is why I'm always trying to think of like, what else can I make for him? It's not just like a meat and a veggie, right? Like, and he doesn't love lots of different veggies, so it's always a challenge. So that's why this dish is something new that I tried, and it came out really good. The only thing I think I would try, and he really liked it, was fast and quick to make. I think the only thing is, like, again, making it just a little bit more hearty. So serving it with a slightly like fresh bread on the side is good, but obviously he doesn't eat carbs. So I would just, next time I make it for him, just add more veggies to it and just make it just more heartier. Okay, so that looks good. Now let's go ahead and throw in our mushrooms, and then we'll add in our ground turkey. And the chopper comes with different size little blades. So if I wanted to chop these finer, that's also an option. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And we'll get that stirred up. This is on medium heat. Cooking it on the cast iron skillet is great because, you know, the cast iron skillet can easily go in the oven. No problems. Let's go ahead and add in our ground turkey. We'll just have to break that up. Turn the heat up a little bit. You have to remember the ground turkey doesn't have a lot of fat. So we may have to, we may find ourselves having to add a little bit more oil. So we'll see how things look. All right, let that heat through a bit. Go ahead and be generous with my Dr. seasoning that has all the things I need in it. The rosemary, the thyme, the black pepper, salt, red pepper flakes. Everything we need right in it. I'm gonna do a little bit more oil, you guys. All right, so we'll let that cook. One thing we're going to need to add is our tomato paste. This is great because it's like a tube, so you know that the can, you usually open it, you only need a little bit, and then what do you do with the rest? So this is great because it has a cap on it, so we'll do a tablespoon of this, and this has no added salt or sugar. And then I've got some tomato sauce. You can use pizza sauce, you can use marinara sauce. I had some leftover marinara sauce, so it's about 1.5 cups of that. We'll make sure that that's enough. And that's it. This is just super easy. Once we get everything mixed, we're just gonna put the cheese on it and we're gonna put the pepperoni on it and it'll be all set to go into the oven. And I'll put this in the oven. I'll put the bread in the oven first. The bread is gonna take about, I'm making a mess. The bread is gonna take about 20 minutes to cook. So we'll get that in the oven first. And then we'll throw this in the last 5 minutes. And everything will be nice and hot and ready to go. I'm turning up the heat a little bit more. Looking good, smelling good. I think other veggies that would go good in here is zucchini, squash. I feel like that would go really good in here. Spinach, I thought about doing a little spinach. Spinach goes, I feel like it's one of those neutral vegetables that can almost go in anything. What else? What other vegetables? Obviously more peppers. Could have done red peppers, orange peppers. That would have been good. All right, so we're gonna cook this until it's pretty, you want it pretty much cooked because when we put it in the oven, it's really just to melt the cheese. So we want everything kind of cooked pretty well. We're almost there. Checking my time here. It's 12 o'clock. Everyone's going to be here about 1 o'clock. So I always like food coming out of the oven when people get here. Like I don't like people to have to like sit and wait. I like you sit down as soon as you come in the office. It's hey. As soon as you come in, you're like hey, hugs, hi. All right, let's eat. And the food is coming out of the oven. It's piping hot and fresh. And you can just sit down and start eating. Like that's my thing. Because I know whenever I go somewhere and I know we're going and part of what we're doing involves food, I want to eat when I get there. I don't know. I know some folks do things a little bit different, but I don't like having to go somewhere and then sit there and wait for 30 minutes, 40 minutes for the food that you said we're having lunch at 1 o'clock. So I like to really have lunch. When I say lunch is at 1, I like to really have the food ready at 1 o'clock. Okay, this is looking really good, you guys. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the black pepper because one of my friends is coming, loves black pepper. So let's give her black pepper. Even though the seasoning, the doctor seasoning has a good amount of black pepper, we're gonna do a little bit more for her. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my sauce. Again, that's about 1.5 cups. If we need more, we can add more. And then we're going to do about a tablespoon, maybe 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. And that just helps things kind of come together really well. Good. Let's mix this all together. I can already tell, I think I'm going to need more sauce, but that's okay. I've got more in the fridge. I like my food saucy. You guys like your stuff saucy? My husband likes food saucy too. Alright, this is looking good. It's smelling great. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the jar of sauce in the fridge and add a little bit more to it. Raise Rayo's is one of my favorite jarred marinara if I'm not gonna make my own. The ingredients are just very simple, it tastes pretty good. You don't have to doctor it up too much. I usually just do a little doctor seasoning in it and we're good to go. Okay. This is looking much better. Okay, you guys, so this is essentially the, I'm gonna turn my heat off because I don't wanna cook it anymore. And I just wanna show you what it's gonna look like before it goes in the oven. I'm not gonna put it in the oven right now because my people are coming over in an hour. And I want it to be fresh. But I just wanna show you before it goes in. And then of course you'll see it after. I'm gonna make it all nice and smooth. Turn my heat off. It's nice and smooth. We should have mozzarella. So look good? And then I've got my turkey pepperoni. I'm gonna put this to the side, you guys. And then it'll be ready to cook. This cheese looks like it's gonna just already start melting, which is fine. I might sprinkle some Parmesan on top before it goes in the oven. Does that look? Very good? All right. Let's go ahead and put this to the side. Let me grab my nice and bubbly. Pizza skillet.